Hello, all you Bladers. This is the episode 9 Beyblade vs. Dynamite battle review. They're all in the plane traveling to go see Free. Belle is super excited to see Free, and then Volt is like, yeah, Free's a pretty cool Blader. And then Belle is like, and then he daydreams about him like flying on the plane or something. That's kind of weird. And then he just wakes up Ranzo. Ranzo looks like a Simpson with his like mouth weird, and then everyone puts their sleeping masks on. Hannah's kind of like weirded out, and then when they land, Belle lands into Rashad Goodman, and he doesn't seem like all that bad a guy, you know. He's pretty like overall like standard character, I guess. He's kind of like, I don't know, there's something different about him, but it's not like evil or good. And specifically, I guess he's just helpful, kind of. I don't know. And then he just kind of stares down Belle for a second and hugs him and squeezes him. And then Volt is there listening to Belle point at that guy. And then Volt somehow knows who he is. I think I heard him say BC Soul, but I don't speak Japanese, so I'm not completely 100% sure. And then they go to see Free. Looks like the place where he trains has gotten changed over time, which is pretty cool. You know, this canyon of rocks is here. That's pretty cool. And then the butler says bye to them while they travel. Oh yeah, I forgot to put this back there, but basically before they go to Free's place, they run into these three weirdos. I guess they're basically fanboys, and they come with them, but then when they get to Free's place, they kind of just get left behind. So yeah, and then Belle and the others are going pretty fast up the cliff. Hannah gets super tired, and then Rashad is kind of like, in this episode, he kind of helps Hannah out a couple times. So she's tired here, and then Rashad gives her the fist, you know, don't give up. And then he kind of like pulls her, and yeah. And then they get to Free's kind of like place, but it's not really a place, it's kind of like an entrance where you have to go through all this quicksand in order to get to the place where he practices. Belle just sinks into the quicksand and falls over. And then he gets angry. He looks like a frog in this scene, which is pretty cool. And then Ranzo, you know, he just kind of runs through the quicksand. And then Belle follows behind him. Hannah is kind of like, what if I fall? And then Rashad is there helping her out again. And then he kind of piggyback rides her and runs along. And then Free is underneath this kind of like canyon thing. Let me see if I can find the picture. Yeah, see this kind of like canyon kind of thing? He's in this kind of cave, that kind of cave. And then yeah, he's basically training with Fafnir, spinning in the stadium. And then Ranzo comes and challenges him to a battle. Belle gets pretty angry because he wanted to be the first one to get there, but Ranzo beat him to it. Yeah, Free's kind of like, why should I blade with this guy? He doesn't seem like a strong kind of blader, doesn't seem worth my time, kind of like a Louis Shirosagi type stereotype. But then Volt's like, come on, give him a try, he's not that bad. And then he shows off Mirage Fafnir. We get this cool green digitized kind of thing. And then looks like the tip is actually sharp, kind of like yielding in a way. Or what's another driver I can compare it to? I guess Revolve, but without the free spinning thing. It's basically yielding, I guess, with a tip of it, but it's like universe with an edge. I don't know. It's weird. And then yeah, they show the side shot kind of. He puts his bay in the center of the stadium, and this kind of like, it's kind of like what Fumiya did, but like it seems cooler just because it's Free who puts it there. So, and then Free's kind of like, give it your best shot. And then Ranzo's like, are you messing with me? And then Free kind of like, you know, he's not really like all the veins powered up like he is in God, but he's kind of like matured where he doesn't have to show the veins in order to go powerful. You know, he can control those golden eyes whenever he wants them to pop out. In one hit, mind you, Cyclone hits Fafnir, and Fafnir uses the shock absorption and gains a ton of speed, and the role is pretty much reversed. Fafnir is going around the edge of the stadium extremely fast. He gained a ton of speed from that first hit. Cyclone Ragnarok does double wing Cyclone. Fafnir powers up. This avatar looks sick. And yeah, that's the same shot we saw in the preview last episode. He basically attacks Ragnarok a couple times, absorbs power from it. And then he goes around the stadium, uses the edge of his driver to kind of like scrape against it. And then he comes in with momentum, absorbing even more power from Ragnarok. He's making it wobble, and he uses one final shock absorption attack thingy to knock Ragnarok into the wall and burst finish. So this isn't really like a normal kind of Fafnir battle where you just like, I would assume that like, because every Fafnir battle, it basically just, you let it absorb power, and then it kind of just outspins you, and then at least that's what it is in the first episode. Or at least with Iger's case, he used Geistercounter to knock him out, but with this battle, Free kind of like, he's gone beyond that stage of just letting his opponent give him power. He's kind of like using Fafnir's abilities to his advantage, which is kind of cool. It shows that he has grown beyond the stage of just relying on Fafnir's power to spin steal. And then yeah, Free's kind of like, yeah, he's he's pretty happy. And then he kind of talks about like how he lost to a rookie. I don't know what he's talking about, but I assume based on like how everyone's listening and the music. And he says Fafnir, I think he said blading a couple times. So I think he's basically talking about how he and Fafnir still have a ways to go to get stronger as a blader, and that's true. As a blader and Bay, you can never become like the point where you become the most powerful. That isn't the end. Like, you can still go even further. And yeah, so then he walks away, and yeah, that's the end of this episode. And then there's the preview. Bell is kind of surrounded by a bunch of fans, I guess. He's pretty popular, I guess, because Ranzo battled Free, even though Ranzo got destroyed. I don't know. And then Bell is pretty excited. He kind of climbs this rock climbing thing, I guess. Maybe he's training for battling against Free, which he does do. This looks like BC Seoul, but the scenery looks a little bit different. So it looks like the place where Free used to train, and BC Seoul have matured a little bit, so that's cool. And then there's Ranzo and Hannah kind of cheering Bell on. Looks like he's battling in the same place where Hyuga battled Free in the team battle, with Hikaru and Vault. Hyuga and Vault versus Hikaru and Free, I think, or was it the other way around? Anyway, yeah, Belial kind of just lets Fafnir absorb power from it. Well, he doesn't let Fafnir, but, Fafnir uses his absorption and then scrapes against the stadium. I assume he'll come around for a counterattack, maybe burst Belial, and then Belial will probably win in episode 10. That's kind of the way things seem to be going. Yeah, things seem to be going. My tongue got twisted there. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. Is there any more photos? Nope. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode review and this episode. I thought it was pretty cool that Fafnir has some other abilities besides the spring gimmick and absorbing power. Two things that I'm let down by this Fafnir now that I know about it though. First of all, you've probably heard this complaint several times, just the fact that the gem isn't closer to the center and there's two of them, because there really should only be one. But other than that, the chip, the layer, the disc, completely fine. Perfecto. The driver, it's amazing. The only problem I have with the driver is why is there no spring gimmick? I mean, it's cool that we're getting a unique Fafnir and all, but I kind of want that spring gimmick. Like, just because you get new gimmicks doesn't mean your old one should be replaced. Although, yeah, just because you get new gimmicks doesn't mean your old one should get replaced. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. It was pretty enjoyable, I'll rank it my second favorite episode so far. Second favorite. Because Free, after all, is my fourth favorite blader. So Rantaro is my first, then Silas, then Wakia, then Free, then Vault. And then after are Louis, then Shu, then Daigo, And then that's pretty much the top 8. I don't really have any other favorite characters after that, but yeah. That's pretty much it for this episode. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. And yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you enjoyed. Have fun. Peace out. And don't forget to keep on blading.